It has been almost 2 years since I've made a YouTube video, and I miss it so much. It's one of those things that once you stop for a long enough time, you kind of overwork how to get back into it and start overthinking it, and then it snowballs into this giant mountain that you don't even know how to take the first step to get over it. It's also been a year since I've been on thyroid medication, and that's all relevant because this all ties into my health, my lupus, my Hashimoto's, my hypothyroidism, whatever you want to call it. It's all connected. They're not all these separate little things. It's all just going on at once, right? And when I was making YouTube videos regularly, okay, first of all, side note, just in case I don't make it obvious, which I hope I will, I'm using me making YouTube videos as an example of how when you have chronic fatigue, how simple things can be hard. So I'm gonna wrap into that, don't worry. When I used to make YouTube videos regularly, I struggled. Like, trying to make one video a week was hard. And it was hard for me to stay consistent with anything. With basic, like, self-care routines, with meal prepping, with taking care of myself, taking care of my daughter, all of that stuff was hard. So then trying to stay on top of making one video a week felt so hard, and it was so frustrating because the better I got at it, I realized that it shouldn't be so hard. And I didn't really know why it was so hard. And I did a 7 vlogs or 7 videos in 7 days challenge that I made up for myself. And it was helpful, but I ended up like on day 4 or 5. I'm pretty sure that's the last time I ever made a video, actually. On day 4 or 5, I just plummeted and just burnt myself out. And that's when that little snowball started overcomplicating it. And really that snowball was frustration of not being able to stay consistent, having to work so hard to restart the engine over and over and over. Like, why couldn't I just build up the momentum and ride the wave? I had done so much reading and studying on habits, and I knew that that's how it was supposed to feel, but every single little step felt like just trying to, like, I had a huge cinder block on my foot. And now looking back, I can see clearly that it was chronic fatigue. I was just struggling with everything and anything because no matter how much gas I tried to put in the car, it would just seep out. My body wasn't working the way it was supposed to. I felt I did so much work on myself. I thought it was mental. I thought there was some mental block holding me back from being consistent. I read Atomic Habits, The Compound Effect. I had systems in Todoist and on my in Trello, and it all should have worked so well. And yet I still could not stay even a little bit consistent. No matter how small I tried to break it down, I couldn't do it. And now it feels completely different. I've been on thyroid medication for over a year, and just a little over a year. I've had it adjusted a couple times. I even switched to a different kind of medication because my naturopath recommended it, and I do think it still needs to be adjusted a little bit. I am relying on caffeine a little bit to get me through that midday fatigue, but other than that, it's a world of difference. And I can confidently say now, like, I wasn't lazy, I wasn't crazy, I wasn't like something wrong with me. I mean, there was something wrong, but it wasn't mental. It was literally a chemical imbalance. But the thing that, even though I figured all that out, the thing I want to share with you, if you've experienced this, right? Now what I'm having to work on is my belief system about myself. Because now when I think about taking on a new venture, a new project, this idea and this belief in my head that I can't stay consistent and therefore I shouldn't take it on is there. And I have to remind myself that it wasn't because I couldn't stay consistent. I had chronic fatigue and I'm doing better now. Of course, it can be challenging because I don't know where my limit is, but you can't know where your limit is until you test it. So that's why it's been 2 years since I've made a YouTube video. And, it could be 2 years, it's been a year since I picked up the violin to try to play, which I finally picked up for the first time the other day. It could be 2 years since, or however many years since you've tried to go for a run because you want to consistently run, or you want to consistently paint, or whatever it is, whatever your thing is that you let go of, that even when you're doing better with your health, you still might find that it feels like there's a block. So I've just been trying to build up that confidence in myself that, hey, I've had chronic fatigue my entire adult life, and I'm about to be 27, and it's just different now. I've had this cleaning routine written out for years, and the last 3 weeks is the first time I've been consistently following it. My house is getting clean, manageable. I'm enjoying cleaning now, and I mean, I also have a 4-year-old, so it's easier now that she's older than when she was 2 and moving everything around. So there's that too, but I'm being consistent with that. I'm being consistent with like cooking and meal planning, and more consistent with the activities I do with my daughter, and I'm doing all these things and I'm managing it well. And I just, words can't really express, saying that out loud, what that means. Because for so long I didn't realize how hard it was and how I tried so many things because I just wasn't acknowledging that it was my thyroid health. I was aware of it. That's the thing. I'm sure there are people who have gone through this that they just literally weren't aware of it. I was aware of it. I was just undermining how much impact it had on me. And now that I've been on medication for a year, 100%, that's what it was. I don't really believe that most people are genuinely lazy. I mean, it probably exists. There's probably some people out there, maybe. But overall, I think for most people, there is a reason. Whether it's mental health, physical health, both. I mean, mental health is physical health. Your brain is physical. There's physical chemical reactions going on in your brain, like mental and physical. Mental health is physical. I will die on that hill, okay? It's just as important. And they affect each other. It's all connected. Like I said, it's not these separate things, right? I'm not lazy. I don't think you're lazy. I don't even know you, okay? But I don't think you're lazy, all right? If you don't know what's going on, I hope that you can find it. Because it's not fun not having the energy to live the life that you want to live. And this video is nothing fancy because I just gotta start and get back into it, but I'm so ready. I'm itching. I literally have like this anxiety of like, just do it. I will be talking more about my lupus and my experience. How's it going? I mean, short answer right now, if you're curious, things are getting a little bit better, but there's definitely a lot of work to do. There's a lot of things I have to figure out, but overall I am doing much better, and not perfect, but I'm grateful. So I hope to see you soon, and whatever you're going through, I hope it starts getting better for you too.